Hi everyone, hope you're doing okay out there. My name's Ellie and today I'm going to show you how to do my jellyfish. I'm going to show you how to do a simplified version using cut and stick basically and a bit of drawing. This is a collage version of the jellyfish. It should take you maybe an hour or so, hopefully something to entertain you and your kids for a little bit of time. So what you'll need, piece of paper, you will need more paper, so you can use anything really that's lying around in your house. So I've got some really nice watercolour paper which has a lovely texture, don't know if you can see that, really nice texture paper. This, just a piece of packaging that I got through the post, that's also nice texture there. Found some of this lying around as well, nice brown paper. You can even use newspaper, or I've just, in fact, my kids have got some coloured card. Anything really that you've got lying around in your house is great. Then you'll need maybe some paint, some paintbrushes, pens or pencils or crayons. You'll need a good pair of scissors, you'll need some glue, and you'll need a good ink pen. So feel free to pause the video whenever you need to, obviously to run and get things, or I probably will put some of this on time lapse so it'll go speedy, so you'll need to just pause it every now and then. But I hope you enjoy it. Please let me know at the end. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to start with my watercolour paper and some paints, and I'm going to start with some paint washes. So we've got a paint wash for this outer semicircle, we've got a paint wash for this middle semicircle, and the same paint wash for these tentacles, the main tentacles. Then we have another paint wash for the orange jagged line. So that doesn't have to be a paint wash, obviously it can be pencil colouring or crayon colouring, anything like that. So I'm going to start with the green colour wash for the middle semicircle and the main tentacles. So I'm using some watercolour. I haven't really warmed up today. I normally have a little doodle and warm up, but I haven't today. So the nice thing about this is you just get a bit of, you see the texture of the paper through the paint. And even though I've been painting since I was tiny, I only used watercolour for the first time about 2 years ago. So I'm quite a newbie, but I'm a massive convert. I love it. I don't have any technical skills really, apart from what I've learnt doing oil painting. But there we go. So try and get, if you can, try and get a bit of different gradation in colour. So some dark bits, some lighter bits, and the endy bits are quite nice as well sometimes to work with. Go around and maybe soften them or blodge them a bit and see what happens. So I might need a bit more actually there. Might need a bit more. So that's the colour wash. And then I'm going to put the next bit on speedy, so you might need to pause it to do your own and catch up. Okay, so now we're going to make the first of our semicircles. We're going to go for the big one first. So you might need to have a couple of goes at this. So make sure you have got enough paint wash. What I'm going to do is I quite like where the paint finishes along here. So I'm just going to leave a little bit of it. Like that. That's totally wonky. So I better even it up a little. There. Okay, so that's one. Then we need the second one, but make sure you leave enough to get your tentacles out of your green paint wash. I'm going to start here actually, because again I really like this where the paint ends there. I think part of the charm is not making it perfect. So if you wanted it perfect, you'd be using a computer, right? So there you go. It's quite nice actually, they're quite similar in colour. Wasn't the plan, but there we go. Happy accident. Right, then we need our tentacles. So you want oh. Oh dear, I've messed this up. Ah, okay, that's all right. There's one. There's two. I don't know why I'm finding the points so difficult today. Okay, there we go. Might look better on the outside, possibly. There. Okay, so those are my first shapes. I'm just going to put them to the side because this piece of paper has my orange zigzag paint on it. So what I'm going to do is mark the edges off so I know how far to go. And you can just, it might be easier just to cut. I should have done it to the edge, shouldn't I? That was silly. Just cut it out like that and then do the zigzags. Okay, so now all your painted pieces are done, you need your piece of paper, which I'm going to fold and make into a card, but you don't have to. You can do whatever you like. There. So this is now an A5 piece of paper, was A4. Then I would recommend that you position everything on first. So I actually now think that these are a little bit big So I'm going to cut them down. And a little bit more. Yeah, it's okay. I quite like a jagged edge. So the best thing to do then next is to position everything on your paper just to make sure it looks good. But I've obviously cut this down, so I have to snip off the end. Does that fit? It's a touch long. Okay. Then you can get gluing. Just one thing to make sure that you leave enough room at the bottom because you want some nice long tentacles. Okay, so the last thing we need to do is the drawing. So to embellish our jellyfish, to give it a bit of life and pizzazz, we're going to draw on top of our paint washes. So you do some any shapes will do, really. You can totally experiment. Although on the big blue semicircle, I am using some little, what do you call them? They look like bubbles, I guess, although they're not bubbles. And then the middle semicircle, we'll do some stripes, little stripes. Like this. They don't have to be perfect. So don't worry about these lines being even. If they're not, it really doesn't matter. In fact, I think the wonkiness of them kind of add to it. Then that's just simply following the line of the zigzag you've already cut out. Then we can give a little frill to the edge of the tentacles. Gonna have to do them all this way first and then turn it around, I think. That's one side. Actually looks quite nice with just one side. But no, I'm going to do them all, I think. So there's no rush with this, just go at your own speed. Try not to bodge the ends of the tentacles like I just did. For some reason I'm always so much neater on one side than the other. Maybe I get impatient the second time. I don't know. How are you doing? Right, okay, so there's the fat tentacles. Now we need to do some of the thin tentacles. Whoosh. And then I quite like adding in some dotted ones just to kind of change the texture of it. So anyway, I'm hopefully starting where we left off, which was tentacles. So, yep, so we just continue with tentacles of different lengths, which kind of looks more interesting, I think. And then some more of these dotted fellas. But you can do whatever you like. You could try dashed lines maybe, or double lines. Lots you can do. This is where you discover you've been really uneven. But the beauty of it is it doesn't matter, because it looks better if it's not completely even, I think anyway. Tell me what you think. Does that stress you out if it's not even? It's kind of a way to let go, this, just to be a bit free. Let that inner perfectionist go. And if there are any kids doing this, what do you think? Do you like the painting or the cutting or the drawing, or do you like the whole lot? It's kind of therapeutic, isn't it? There we go. There. So on my original example, I put some of these triangles, which I quite like, but what I might do is try a pair of triangles in hope that I'm not going to totally mess this up. Well, I think that's okay. Yeah, there you go. That completes the lesson. Collage Jellyfish. I hope you all enjoyed that. I'd love to see your creations. I really would, because what I love most about doing workshops is that you have one end goal, but everyone comes out with something totally different. And I really enjoy seeing all the different creations that everyone comes up with. So please do share on social media, send me pictures, tag me, and I can share them on my social media as well. I'd love to see them. Hope you enjoyed that, and hopefully see you again soon for another one. Bye.